Looks like we're live, so let's go ahead and get our monitor working. Just to let everybody know, we did get rid of the Mustang. The Mustang is gone. And hopefully the owner will love his car. He'll love his car, and one day he'll get it done. I know he's still got a lot of work to do to it, but that's what a lifetime project is. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this around, just like that. How's everybody doing out there? I didn't do a live video yesterday because I have actually been in the doghouse. And when I say that, I'm talking about, let me get that off. I've been sick as a dog, as the old saying goes. And what's going on is, this is weed season out here. And when you have weed season going on, you want to kill the weeds before they actually grow. So I kind of try to stay up on top of that. And what happened, I want to show everybody, this is the weed killer that I used. Keep out of reach of children, caution. See attached booklet and back panel for additional precautionary supplements, first aid, and directions for use. So this is what we're talking about right here. Do you see that? Do you see the word there? Kills all. Kills all. So it's called High Yield Kills All. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it. I called a farm and garden store out in Cortez one day, and I said, what's the strongest weed killer that you got? They said, this is it. This is the most extreme you can buy without going commercial and having a license. So last year, I bought some of this high yield super concentrate, and I'm going to tell you something. It only takes 1 ounce per gallon. And to me, that's more than you should use. But so last year I got it, and I was all excited to use it. I go out there and I start spraying it, and of course the wind was blowing just a little bit. I didn't think about anything. I'm just thinking about killing these weeds. The next thing I know, I go in the house and I feel like dog shit. I feel like I'm gonna die. I'm ready to call the ambulance. I'm ready to do something. The next thing I know, I had Minnie get the trash can. Yeah, that's right, the trash can, and bring it where I was sitting. And I projectile vomitation into this trash can, not one time, but twice. That was the first time I ever threw up since I was about 11 years old. Because of this stuff here. So I thought I learned my lesson. The next several times that I used it, I used my spray mask with it right here. And I didn't have any problem. And then last Friday, when I got back from riding my bike, I try to ride my bike every day. I try to ride 18 miles. I got this route that I ride. I actually had 2 or 3 routes, but they closed them down. They closed a couple of my routes down because they're redoing all the streets in town. But anyway, and I think it was on Friday, I got back and I decided, well, I'm going to go out there and scrape some weeds and spray some weeds. And I go out there with, and I'm starting to scrape them. I got this weed scraper thing that, you scrape the weeds with like this, and it pulls the roots and everything up. And then I said, man, there's too many here. We're going to have to spray this area. So I went and got my sprayer. And dumbass me, stupid guy that I am, I didn't put my, you got it. I did not put my spray mask on. Didn't even think about it. I went on all my property. I went through all my property and I sprayed the whole property. Well, approximately about 10 o'clock in the afternoon, about 11:30, as we were working on the Camaro over here, we'll talk about that in a minute, I started feeling very nauseous and sick. And, well, you got it. Pretty much instant replay of what happened the last time. And I'm still a little bit sick from it. That's why we didn't have a live video yesterday. Be very careful with this stuff. It doesn't matter what brand it is. It's very, very dangerous. Hopefully I won't get cancer. I can't even believe, I can't believe they even sell this to the public, to be honest with you. This stuff is like the most extreme, dangerous weed killer I've ever ran across in my life. A lot worse. To me, this stuff is a lot worse than Roundup. But I still have a stomach issue going on because of it. And if it doesn't go away, I'm going to have to go to the doctor's tomorrow. So anyway, that's what's been going on with my friend Pete, besides my little dog dying. I'd like to do a shout out for everybody that sent me and Minnie cards in the mail about my little dog Axel. We got many, many cards. I don't have them with me, but everybody that sent a card in the mail with their condolences about my little dog Axel, I really appreciate it. You don't see that in today's world today, people that care that much about your pet. But it was very devastating, very heartbreaking that my little dog died. And I still miss him to this day. And I probably will miss him for a very long time. He was a very unusual little dog. He was very loud, barked all the time, he acted like he was the king of the house and this is how it's going to be. And if you don't like it, tough shit. He was a little rat bastard, but we loved him with all our hearts and he will be missed. 13 years. I don't want to go through the whole story of what happened. It's just very sad and devastating. But, yeah, we're going to miss Axel. I had another little dog die. His name was Bruno 13 years ago. And then I had another dog die named Topper. And that was actually before the technology of digital pictures. So I don't have a lot of pictures of him, but he was a wonderful dog too. So anybody that's lost a loving pet, my friend Pete knows exactly what you're going through. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you lose a pet like I did, it's almost worse than losing a human life. Pets, dogs in general, because that's what I've had is dogs, are your best friends no matter what. Unconditional love, that's the word for them. Hang on one second. So anyway, we got a lot of cards in the mail, condolence cards. And then Chris up in Vermont, I believe. Chris and his wife in Vermont, and I forgot her name, I'm sorry. They sent Minnie a package of maple syrup. And when Minnie opened that package up, she saw this container there and it said maple syrup, cotton candy. She said, "What is this? This is crazy." She took one bite of it, and within 20 minutes of having it, she ate the whole thing. So I want to thank Chris and his wife for that lovely package. I had a guy last week. I think I advertised last week or 2 weeks ago that if you have 8mm movies, let me know. I'll buy them from you. And 8mm movies, I'm talking about the round reels. I'm not talking about the little tapes. So I had a couple calls, and then I called a couple of these people back, and they never answered the phone. I actually had a couple calls that said, hey, I got some reels that you might want. And when I called them back, they didn't answer. But I did have one guy named Rick had sent me 2 reels, and they're supposed to be stock car racing from the 50s. So we will be filming those, and then I'll be posting those online. I'm really excited to watch them. The thing that's bad about these 8mm movies is if they're too old, they won't play. Now, what happens, the way these things work, there's little slots, there's little gear slots on the tape itself. And then when you feed it into the machine, the gear grabs them holes and turns it. Well, if the tape is too brittle, it will break the little holes off and it won't work. So if that's the case, then we're screwed. We won't be able to watch them. But, yeah. Okay, I have to get that out of the way. So, be careful if you come across this stuff. Take my word, this is very dangerous shit. I learned my lesson, and I'm going to tell you what, I will be wearing my mask every time. So, what's been going on this week? Well, let me tell you what's been going on. We got rid of the Mustang. The Mustang is gone. I think the owner will see the Mustang this week sometime. And we want to wish Frank up in New Jersey. He's been waiting almost 10 years to get his car. And he's still got to get a transmission for it. He's got to build the engine. He said he's going to rebuild the rear end and do a bunch of other stuff to it. So he's got to finish the car out. But my friend Pete did everything I could to make the vehicle running and driving, and hopefully he'll come through and get that thing running and driving one day and then send us a video of it so we can post it. But so we did get rid of that finally, and we got a couple other jobs coming in the shop. We got the Nova, the 62 Nova over at our buddy Steve's house. He's going to wrap it up over there and then bring it back here. I had to order a low car shifter for it. And I guess when you order low car shifters now, it's shipped to order. That means that they don't have them built, build to order. So I got to wait a month to get that, which I think is bullshit. They want you to pay in full, but they don't want to ship it out for a month. I think that's bullshit. I got a collision job. I'm waiting on a quarter panel. The quarter panel costs $2,000. It's a Dodge Dually truck. And I've already been waiting a month on it. And now they have stalled for the end of this month, which I don't think it's going to be here, but we're going to see. So, yeah, that's going to be a major collision job, a Dodge Dually truck bed side that I have to replace. Real nightmare on that. So I'm trying to rush. And what we got over here, we got our Camaro. You can see that I've been working on it. And the last couple days, we've been block sanding the top of the car because we need to get the race stripes on that. We need to get the racing stripes on it. And when I sanded the hood, when I block sanded the hood for paint, of course, we found dents. We found some minor dents that I had to fix. And I went ahead and fixed those. And then I went ahead and spot primed the hood. So now today, if I feel up to it today, I will be block sanding the hood out. And I guess we can go take a look at it. So once again, I block sanded the hood out. And you can see where I had to reprime it. We had some dings up in this area right here that I had to fix. And then I busted through the primer in some areas, and I went ahead and spot primed it. So we got to re-sand the hood down, and then we're ready to put the stripes on. We got the back all sanded, ready to go. And this will have the spoiler on it. So we'll be painting the spoiler with it, the stripes on the spoiler. And then once the stripes are painted, we'll go ahead and use Intercoat Clear, which is a clear sealer for the paint to protect the paint. And then once that's done, we'll block sand the rest of the car out. I'll dismantle it. We'll go ahead and paint the inside of the fenders, the back side of the hood, and all of everything that needs painted black. And then we'll go ahead and paint the red. And then after that's done, we will color sand and buff it, put the car together, and get it out of my shop just like we did the Mustang. So that's what we've been working on, and that's what we are going to be working on, is the 67 Camaro, to get this car out of my shop. And then once I get the stripes on it, then I can ask the owner for some money. I don't get money up front. I take money as I go. A lot of shops will say, okay, it's going to be $10,000. You need to give me $5,000 up front, and then you'll give me $5,000 when the job's done. I don't work that way. There was a guy that got a car restored. I was talking to him on the phone, and he got a car restored, and he said, okay, Robert Perigo said hi to me twice, so I'm going to go ahead and say hi. How you doing, Robert? Hope things are going good. And he said it was $15,000 to get this car painted, and he had to pay in full. He had to pay all the money up front in full. And then, of course, if anything else came up or they had any type of problem with anything, well, then he would have to pay for that. First of all, if I took my car to a shop and they said it's going to be $15,000 and we want all the money up front before we start, I'd tell them, thank you, have a nice fuck off day. I wouldn't do it. They would not get my money like that. And I mean, that's insane. Okay. That's insane that a shop would ask for all the money up front before they even start working on your car. Especially when you walk in a shop and they have 7 or 8 other cars sitting there collecting dust and vehicles in the back that aren't being worked on. Open your eyes, people. Okay, the world's changed. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of ripoffs. And once they get your money, and you might sign that dotted line, you ain't getting your money back. And if they screw you around, tough shit. If your paint job looks like shit, tough shit. Sue them. If you can. Because you got to go to small claims court to do that. And everybody knows what small claims court is like. Small claims court is a joke. Okay? Small claims court is nothing but a romper room with a babysitter that runs the romper room. That's it. If you go to small claims court and you win, good luck getting anything out of that person. It ain't going to happen. We got Rob's Classic Restoration and Detail. They probably advertise a high quality part, and then once paid in full, they actually have it made in another country and say, who cares, we got paid. Okay, he's talking about the low car shifter. Now, there was another shifter that I used to use when I built kit cars, and it was called Genie Shifter. They were located in Denver. And from what I understand, the guy that owned the Genie Shifter got a little bit out of hand and started spending all his money, and instead of paying his bills, and he went bankrupt. But I will say the Genie Shifter was the nicest shifter that I used. So please pray for Vicky. She is not long for this plant. Okay, Kevin Hopp asks us to pray for Vicky, And it says, she is not long for this plant. I don't know what that means, but maybe he can sum it up a little bit and let us know. Mario Cruz says, that's absolutely true. Young Sun says, Camaros are good cars. They can rust to nothing, though many of which sit outside. One thing about this Camaro, I will tell you, it was a rust-free car. There was a little bit of rust in it on the rear quarter panel. We did fix that. It was a spot about this big, maybe, that size. I did fix that. And then I had to replace the other quarter panel because the car got wrecked and somebody took a junkyard quarter panel and semi-replaced it. But other than that, that car was super, super clean and very, very nice car. So the owner of that car got a hell of a deal when he bought it. I can tell you that. What's going on in the world, what we live today? I don't really have anything to say today because we've already pretty much covered everything that has been going on in this world. And we all know that our world is ruined. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to politics lately, but our faithful scumbag president, Joe Obama, has been going out in public and has been portraying himself as a Donald Trump character, going in small businesses such as McDonald's and Dairy Queen and places like that to get attention. And what he's found out is people hate him. Like he didn't know that from the beginning. I'm going to also let you know that Joe Obama is nothing but a puppet, okay? Nothing but a puppet. And if you don't believe that, then you're a dumbass. I'm going to tell you that right now. And you're not just a dumbass, you're stupid. I just noticed that the lid on my paint, the lid on my blue paint was open. I just noticed that. Wow. Okay, so we got that under control. You know, you want to talk about pissed off? I'm going to show you something outside, and I'm going to ask you this. Would you like to live where I'm living? Let's go outside. Let's just look. Okay, we're not going to really go outside, but we'll look out the door. I'll show you what I have to do to live here. Okay, so look at over there. Do you see what's going on here? Look at this. Do you see that? Let me go ahead and zoom in. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this here. Yeah, look at this. These are called visitors. Airbnb visitors right here. That's the situation. They bring their truckloads of toys out here. All right, now this is in front of my house. Now I want everybody to pay attention. Do you see the post that I have in front of my yard? Well, they were using my yard, the Airbnbs were using my yard to turn around in and drive in. So I had to put all these posts up to tell everybody to stay the fuck out, is what I had to do. What you're looking at is Airbnb Central here, people. This is Airbnb Central, and this is what I got to live in. This is what I got to live in right here to live out here. Now, here's the worst one of all right here. This one here, this guy here, he's the worst of all, is this house right here. He literally has orders for the rental company the owner has orders to make sure that those lights, can you see the lights on that building? To make sure that those lights are on 24 hours a day when nobody's renting it. And he does it on purpose to piss me off. He won't help me build a fence here to keep all of the renters quiet down. And all the renters, when they have dogs, they come on my property and they shit all over the place. So we're going to have to come up with $6,000 or $7,000 to build a fucking fence because he won't help out. So yeah, that's what I have to live with right there, is dealing with Airbnb. Airbnbs are nothing but neighborhood ruiners. Can I say that? There's going to be people that live right here in Moab. Watch this. I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't give a fuck. I don't care who watches this, and if you get pissed off and you don't like me and you think I'm a piece of shit and I'm a troublemaker because I don't like Airbnbs because I was here before you built the fucking Airbnbs, I don't give a fuck. All right? You don't live in the middle of them. How's that sound? You're the one making the money off them. You're the one that's renting them, making money off them. And I'm the one that lives right in the middle of them. So, yeah. Anyway, we won't mention names. We won't do this or that. But I know there will be people that watch this because even though they don't like me, they will watch my videos. Now, go figure that out. They don't like me, but they watch my videos. Fucking jerk off motherfuckers. That's what I say. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Right now, I can't do anything. We're just going to stay right here and deal with the fucking thing and go down the road. But you see how I'm barricading myself in now? It's starting to happen. Back there where that fucking house is, I tried to talk to the guy nicely. And this was like 3-4 months ago when the tumbleweeds were this fucking tall and he wouldn't cut them down. I said, man, you got to do something about these tumbleweeds, dude. All them fucking seeds on those things are going to come in my yard and then I'm the one that's got to fucking live with them. I'm the one that's got to do that. I told this fucking guy, you don't even live here, dude. You live in Salt Lake City in some fucking house, and I guarantee you ain't got this bullshit going on. So he never did get rid of his tumbleweed shit. And me and Minnie are the ones that literally went over there and chopped all the tumbleweeds down to try to eliminate all the seed action. Because I don't know if you know this, but tumbleweeds, the way that they disperse their seeds is when they are turning, when they're rolling. The plant itself is just full of millions and millions of seeds. So I'm going to have to rent a tractor now to go across my property and clean it up to kill the weeds. I'll have to probably do that 3 times this year. Not once, twice, 3 times. And then, of course, I'll have to do this, once a fucking week. All because our neighbor guy that owns a fucking Airbnb won't be compromisable. And, he's the one that's got the fucking commercial building there, not me. He's the one that's renting out his fucking house that made a house into a mega Airbnb, 7-bedroom fucking house that 60 people can stay in. And we're not talking like, across the street or nothing here. We're talking like right next door with the 20 feet fucking separation. So, yeah, Airbnbs fucking suck. Airbnbs ruin neighborhoods. The only person that benefits from an Airbnb is the fucking owner that owns the fucking thing. So, this was a life dream to move here. I've said this before, and it's turned out to be a nightmare. I had more privacy in Dallas, Texas, believe it or not. Anyway, they changed the laws here too in residential areas. This is the problem that I have. The area that I'm in is not considered 100% residential. It's considered multi-use. That means you can have residential or commercial. Do you see what I'm saying? That means that you can live on the property and you can work on the property all in one. So I can't do anything about it legally because that's the way it fucking goes. Yeah, they should be banning Airbnbs. As far as I'm concerned, Airbnbs are a fucking joke. Okay, here's a comment from Russ. From Fixin' Stuff. He said, maybe your Dallas place is Airbnb now. Well, let me tell you this. He's exactly right. The people that bought my house in the Colony, Texas, right after I moved out and they moved in, they converted it into half. They lived in half of the house and then they rented the other half out as an Airbnb. That's no bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. I had some neighbors call me up. They were furious. They couldn't believe all the traffic that was going in and out of my house on a daily basis. They were renting out bedrooms to strangers while they were living in the back bedroom with locked doors. Now tell me that ain't fucking insanely crazy. Greedy motherfuckers want to make a fucking dollar bill. Yeah, I think Airbnbs ought to fucking be banned too. I think Airbnbs suck. And that's not because I live here. I never liked Airbnbs. I thought Airbnbs were bullshit from the fucking beginning. But now it's just not Airbnbs. They got this other one called Verbo or Vimo or Verbo or something like that. It's the same thing. They got like 3 or 4 of these fucking companies. And then these people that come here, and I'm not saying this about all of them. A lot of them are very nice, but a lot of them are very courteous and kind. But then you always get these assholes that don't give a rat shit. All right? We're the ones spending our fucking money in your town, and we can do whatever the fuck we want. And if we're going to have a wild party tonight, that's our business, not yours. Fuck off. We got one of these houses over here. It looks like Lakeside Amusement Park. They got fucking lights strung up all over the house, and when they turn all them lights on, it looks like New York fucking City downtown. I've already been through all this. I'm not going to go through it again. We understand the situation. People are very rude and crude in this world. They don't give a shit. And you know what? I think that society is getting worse when it comes to the way that we treat people. Old Joe Obama, after he went to a couple of his sightings of McDonald's and Dairy Queen, he did a little speech and he said, "I am so shocked. I cannot believe that everybody in the world is cussing. I would never thought in my mind that I would go out in public and people would cuss me out with the F word, and I'd see little children using their middle finger to flip me off and use the F word to me, the F bombs." Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you all this. You can believe what you want. He's just a puppet, okay? He's really not the culprit of the whole deal. He's just the one there that signs everything. Okay? So we shouldn't blame old man Joe, senile Joe, because if you don't know politics and you don't know that the back room actually runs the operation, then you're stupid. Yeah, that's what you are. The President of the United States does not run the United States. The President's cabinet runs the United States. Now, everybody thinks when Donald Trump gets in there, if he gets in there, I don't think he is. I think it's going to be a rigged contest. And our country is being ruined right now to this day. Let me tell you what happened in Denver, Colorado just last week. They defunded the police department in Denver, Colorado, $80 million so they can give money to all the illegals that have crossed into the border. We got these illegals that are crossing, and another thing is, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Joe Obama administration has completely changed the rules for you to become a U.S. citizen. You used to have to take a test, and you have to get 75% of that test correct, or whatever it was. Now, you only have to get 6 questions right. 6. And let me tell you where you can find the answers to those questions, where you don't even have to study it. On the internet. You can get on the internet and find all the answers to the questions that you need to get right, which is a total of 6 questions. And become a U.S. citizen. Bam, bitch. That quick. We saw one of the Senate leaders, and he is, I don't know what his, Ken somebody, I think his name's Ken. I don't know. I really don't pay attention to it that much. But he was finally said, we know what's going on now. We finally know what's going on. The reason the borders were open is because all these people are going to become U.S. citizens and they are going to vote for Joe Biden. And it's like, okay, you didn't know that from the beginning? Are you that stupid that you didn't know that from the beginning? That's the only reason the borders have been flooded and are open, is so they can have votes to get back in office? I don't think we've seen the end of the situation, people. I think that something major and drastic is going to happen to upset the political world to put these people back in order. I am foreseeing something drastic is going to happen where it's not going to change. The tables will not turn. I don't know what yet, but I'm telling you something is going to happen. My theory is, and I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime, but I think what is going to happen in the future is that we will be a one world order system. That means we will have 3 or 4 leaders that will control the whole world, and we will be under their powers to do what we're supposed to do, and it will be worldwide. Right now, as we speak, America, United States of America, is trying to turn our paper currency into electronic currency. That means you will not have any more money whatsoever, no more cash. It'll all be on a card. That's one of the main culprits of how they can control you. Right now, they are in session. They are debating whether we should go to electronic currency. You will never, ever see a dollar bill again. You will never see a nickel, a penny, a quarter, a 50-cent piece, or a silver dollar. They will all be eliminated, and you will have a card. In Alaska, I believe it's in Alaska, they are actually implanting chips into people in Alaska. And people in Alaska are letting them do it. I believe that's where it's at. And where they're putting it is right here in your skin, right here. Okay? They're putting the chip right here in this fatty area. And what that chip is, it has all of your banking information, all of your employment information, your social security numbers, and anything and everything to do with all of your medical history and everything else. Now, people in Alaska are letting them do this. They're letting them do that. Unfucking believable. You know, I never thought that I'd come to see the day of the way the world is. And that's one reason I like 8mm movies, is because I can put my mind in the past of how it used to be when I watch all these 8mm movies and get my mind of how it is today, like this fucking bullshit Airbnb crap. People, here's a good example. People don't give a fuck about other people. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. I mean, I'm literally barricading myself into my 1 acre. On the back of my property, I'm building a 10-foot fence all the way across. I'm probably going to have to sell. I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to tell you, because I'm not rich. But I'm probably either going to have to sell my razor. My razor's going to have to be sold, or I'm going to have to sell my Baja. I'm going to have to sell my Baja so I can barricade myself in to the situation of living. I'm going to have to build a prison yard around my fucking property, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be taking all these stickers off of this car and selling this fucking car to do that. One of these motherfuckers is going to go. One of them. I don't know which one. but one of them is going to go. I made a table in the last several days. What this is for, it's for truck beds. I got several trucks that I'm going to be restoring, so I had to make this. And the way I made it, this thing, I'm going to put a piece of plate steel on the top of this it's going to work out as two things. It's going to be a truck bed holder, and it's also going to be a welding table. So I made it, and you can see right here the pins that I got. And what's going to happen is the tabletop will raise up and down. It'll raise up and down, and you can see all the different levels that I can put it at. So hopefully I did it right. When I try to raise it here in a couple days, we'll find out. I think I actually did it because I had to build it upside down. And I think I did it backwards. I think I was supposed to drill this hole out right here, this one, instead of the bottom one. But yeah, we'll find out. Who fucking knows? It's just one thing after another, people. One thing after another. So yeah, I'm going to have to barricade myself into my own property. And what a fucking joke, huh? Yeah. What a way to live, right? What a fucking way to live. Yeah. What a fucking way to live. I don't even want to get into it. Like I said, there's people here that watch my videos. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people in this town that don't like me because I make videos. Yeah. There's actually a couple guys in this town that make YouTube videos that don't like me. They make YouTube videos, but they don't like me because I make YouTube videos. They don't like my attitude. They don't like what I have to say. Well, I don't give a fuck, okay, what they fucking like. David Nonchester says, fuck Joe Biden, dead and Krantz. 3i Ready says, learn how to expect donations. Okay. First of all, 3i Ready, I don't want donations. I can take care of myself, and people need to keep their money to buy their fucking groceries. 3i Ready. Whatever the fuck that means. I don't want donations. I don't ask for nothing. And if I actually ask for money, I will give you something in return. That's why I make my art. So, yeah. That's nice, Pete. I have on that folds up. I have one that folds up. Okay, George said he has a table that folds up, I guess. Government's watching gold transactions like a criminal hawk. You know, I heard that gold prices were going up, and I don't understand why. Because the gold standard has been we don't even have gold standard issues anymore. Especially when the Senate, our faithful government, the Senate, actually okays $195 billion action for Ukraine war. They're going to give Ukraine $195 billion to fund their war. So this is what my thought was on that. Hey, Denver Mint, the mint in Denver that prints money. Can you print us up $195 billion? And while you're at it, print about $1 billion up for yourself to pay for everything that we need done. Go ahead and do that. That's all. Money is not a gold standard anymore. Money is a paper thing that you can just print out whatever the fuck you want and say, here you go. You know, you hear about America being in debt and all this bullshit. It's bullshit. Ain't nobody in fucking debt. All right? The only people in debt is you and me. All right? The government, the United States government, they're not in debt. Ever since I was born, the fucking government's been in debt. I did hear something, and I think it might be fake news, but I hear that China is funding a super highway from all the way from Brazil into America. I forgot what they're calling it, but I heard that, and if I heard it on TikTok, I know it's fake, but I don't know if it was on TikTok or somewhere else, but I heard that China is now funding to have a super highway built from Brazil all the way to, and I think it was Brazil, it might be Cambodia, who the fuck knows. And then I also heard that China is funding a bridge to be built from Russia to Alaska. So if anybody's heard about that, let me know. It's a super bridge that goes from Russia to Alaska to connect us all together. Hopefully all this shit that we hear about ain't going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and tell you again, the culprit to all this that's going on is this right here. This is the culprit, people. You can believe what you want. I don't give a fuck. The internet, cell phones, and everything else are the culprit to why we live in today's destruction that we are living in. Who will rule after Civil War? Will it actually be any better? Okay, Glenn Hodges says that we're going to have a civil war. Ukraine is lost and good. I'm tired of hearing about it. Okay, Sasquatch Bigfoot, let me ask you this. If Ukraine lost the war, why are we sending them $195 billion? Now, let me ask you people this. What do you think of college campuses around America? What do you think of these scumbag piece of shit kids that are going to these colleges and think they know everything and anything about the world and you don't know nothing? All these fucking piece of shit kids that are going to college and they're going for free. They're not even paying for their fucking college because our faithful government wants their votes and is paying for them to go to college. Did you know that 86% of all college students that go to college never use the degree that they went to college for? But they're going to sit there and tell you how the fucking world should be run and how everything in the world should be this way and fuck you and all that. Fuck you. You don't want me to go on a college campus. I'll get arrested, bitch. Yeah, we're having a live today on Sunday, Ken, because yesterday I was sick as a dog. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, breeding grounds for communism. You're damn right. That's exactly what a college is now. Yeah. All these punk-ass kids that think they're going to run the world. Well, I'll be glad when I'm not fucking here. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. I got to cut it short today because I got to get ready for church. Today is Sunday, God's day, and church is very important. I know a lot of people out there don't go to church, but you should at least take 1 hour out of the week to do something for God. And I'm really debating whether I ought to do this. I'm thinking about having some t-shirts made. You know how our wonderful, faithful leader, Donald Trump, has t-shirts that says, "Make America Great Again"? Well, I'm thinking about getting t-shirts made that says, "Make God Great Again." Because without God in our country, without God in our life, our country is ruined. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the honest truth. And Charles Leake says, God is a woman. Okay, sure thing. Mother of God. Go, lady. We got a lot of smartasses on here today that are going to be blocked. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, you will. Okay, 3-Eye Ready says, good slogan. Peace, Pete. Have a good week. Love the videos. Okay, I'll be loading a couple videos today. I'm going to load one up on DIY Auto School, and then I'm going to load another one up on SWRNC. You're going to want to watch the one on SWRNC, this channel here, because Minnie turns Karen. And let me tell you, she literally goes off the wacky back bucket and almost kills my friend Pete in the conversation. Okay. 3-Eye Ready says God has no gender. Huh. Okay. I'll have to think about that one. Make American Christian again. There's a good slogan. My mother's 89th birthday today. Church is essential to good life choices. Well, happy birthday to your mom, Glenn. I got to go, guys. Minnie's in there waiting for me, and we don't want to piss her off today. This is church day, and I just want everybody to let you know God is the answer. Until you get God in your life, you will be very sad in life. And one more thing, if you're going to use this, be careful. This shit's dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I still feel nauseous and sick. I hope I don't have stomach cancer. Hail to the king. Pete for president. Yeah, I doubt that, guy. You know, if a person like me became president, which will never happen, it wouldn't work. Because people like me are not sellouts. We're not going to take the bribes. We're not going to take the money. We're not going to do anything. Kind of like Donald Trump. Did you know Donald Trump, a lot of people know this already, he didn't take a paycheck when he was president. He donated all his money to different causes that needed the money. And that's probably what I would be like him. But yeah, I couldn't be a president. There's no way. No way. And if Trump does become president, I'm going to let everybody know it's going to be 4 years of soap opera action. How they want to get rid of him. We hate Donald Trump. There's going to be riots all over the United States. Possibly all over the world. For 4 more fucking years. And if we have a Democrat in the office, then it's going to be 4 more years of what we're going through now. My personal opinion, I don't think there is any more Democrats or Republicans. I think that concept is over. I think it's a done deal because Democrats and Republicans don't run the fucking operation anyway. It's all run by corporations such as the electric company, Exxon, for instance, the gas companies, and other worldwide corporations. It definitely isn't run by a thing called the president. The only thing the president is a puppet to make you and me believe that there is a political cabinet actually there. Even the Republicans are turning against Republicans. Have you noticed that? Even Republicans, what they are there to believe in, are turning against. That's because they're getting money put in their bank accounts. Think about it. We'll see you later. Take it easy. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day today. God bless you all.